what inspired me to design our own bed bracket was the industry. They had a poor bed bracket system. It's called the hook-on system. It's probably 80–90% of the beds in the entire furniture industry use the hook-on bed bracket. Our customers were not happy with the bed brackets that the industry supplied them. They would call us back. The beds squeaked. The beds were loose. And something broke when they moved. They couldn't put it back together. The list goes on and on. So to show you a little more about how the hook-on bed bracket works, I've got this little mini bed. Here's my headboard. Here's my side rail. And how this system works is these hooks, they slide down into this slot that's got a couple of steel pins in it. And essentially it slides down in there. And in a perfect world, it would stay tight. You would have no squeaks, you wouldn't have no loose beds. But the reality of a hook-on bed bracket is it gets loose with time. So another flaw that I find in that hook-on bracket is what they do, and you can see this, is when they put that bracket in here, it has to slide into the end of this side rail. And when they do that, they're cutting a lot of that wood. Again, as you can see that, they're cutting a lot of that wood out of the end of that rail. That end of the rail is very, very important. You need all the strength you can have in the end of that board. But what's the industry doing? They're cutting wood out of the end of that board. It makes absolutely no sense to me. So here's a great example of a bed rail that went south. You can see how this thing is just falling apart. You see the glue on here and these screws, the pins must have fallen out, and the screws they put in there, the customer had done all that on their own. They obviously tried to fix this several times, had to have been frustrating. But the reality is, it's just the nature of the beast. This is what they offer you. This is what I created for you. It's been nicknamed the Forever Tight Bed Bracket. Let me show you why. So here's a mini bed with our Forever Tight Bed Bracket on it. You've got the bracket that attaches to the post. You notice we got 8 screws that hold it to the post, very heavy. And then you'll see all the screws that hold the side rail bracket to the side rail. All you do, slide the two together. You'll see the heavy bolts. Just add the nuts to the bolts. That's all you need to do. No squeaks, no loose beds, forever strong, the Forever Tight Bed Bracket. I wanted to show you the 3 most common materials that they make bed side rails out of. The first one, particle board. You'll see that quite a bit out there. This particular one they actually wrapped with a photo finish. It's like a wood sticker that you put over top of particle board. But the particle board itself, I mean, particle board speaks for itself. It just don't have the strength. One of the last places you should probably put it is in a structural component like a side rail. The next one you see a lot of is plywood, and definitely a step up from the particle board. But you still have these plies in here where if you got a little sideways pressure on that, they could pull apart, especially when you're using that hook-on bracket because you cut into the end of that plywood board. And this one here, they actually went ahead and they did a real wood veneer on it. So the top is a wood veneer and the face is a wood veneer. At Penny Mustard, we use exclusively 100% solid wood on all of our bed side rails. And you can see here, you'll notice the grain that you can see coming out of the end of that actual board. That's the growth ring grain that was in the tree when the board was growing. I can't tell you enough how customers no longer call us back and say their beds are loose. They never call us and say their beds wiggle. They never call us and say their bed squeaks. These calls no longer happen at all.